In this video, I'll be going to France, and this is actually my most hyped up video yet, so I should make sure to impress on this one. Anyway, if you do enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell so you don't miss another upload. Anyway, I bet we can all agree you've had enough of me blabbering on, so yeah, let's get straight into this time lapse of me packing. So, just like the French would say, and like I said in the last video, un, deux, trois, allez! Make sure you're all ready, and now let's go. Don't forget the merch. I'd say that's a job well done. Now that we've done packing, I'm probably going to come back to you on Wednesday morning at like 1 AM, which is like mad to me. Yeah, I'll see you then. We just woke up, it's literally 3 AM in the morning, and as you can see, oh, it's not free, but it's close. Anyway, we're about to get ready to go. I've just had a shower and I've got changed. I'm just packing my last few bits for the suitcase, and then yeah, we'll go down to the bus where we're meeting up with all our friends. So now, as my mum is just double checking everything that I've packed, I'm just gonna, well, me and her are sharing a hot beverage together before we go down to the buses. It's currently 3:18 in the morning, and we're just going to go down to get on the bus. We're on the bus, we've just set off and we're going down to the ferry. Just thought I'd let you know, we've sort of reached London over there. On Google Maps we are at London. So yeah, when we get to the services, I'll come back. We just stopped at the services and I've got a Costa and McDonald's for breakfast. I've got Arvin here who's going to talk to us about the trip and what he's got for a drink.
Hello guys. I'm really proud to be in this vlog. Feels me with great pleasure to be with Ben Clifton today, and yep, there's Harry over there. Yeah, really happy.
Yeah. How do you think the trip's going so far?
So far, yeah, the trip has been quite boring. I can't lie. Quite boring. Travel trip, you know, like, can't lie. Yeah, that's all I can say about the trip so far, but more is still to come, can't lie.
Yeah. Alright, thank you, Arvin.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
We'll see if we can get you on later on another day.
Yeah. No problem.
And now we'll catch you on back on the bus. I've just told us it's about a half-an-hour journey down to the ferry, but obviously we're going to get on it. It's about an hour journey down to France. So yeah, I'll catch you when we get there. We missed our last ferry, so now I've got to wait like another hour to get another ferry. So in that meantime, we've just come to a services literally right next to where we're going to get on the ferry. I've just bought a lemon Fanta, and yeah, so we'll catch you when we get on the ferry. We're about to go on the ferry, so yeah, we'll catch you as soon as we get off this bus. On the ferry, and we're just going to have a look around, and then we'll go to the top floor. Started moving on the ferry, and I'll come back to you when something happens, which I don't think really much will happen during this time, but if something does happen, I'll make sure to show you. Just come up to the deck, and as you can tell, France is just over there, so we're going to probably come back to you when we get to the port. Hotel, and here's the first view of the room. It doesn't look that bad.
No,
This is the bed. Gotta make room, and there's some white stuff on it, but I don't know if that's just paint or it's something else. At the hotel, we're about to go to a museum. At the museum, and we're about to go into the actual main place.
We go.
So to begin with, we're going down some stairs into a tunnel sort of thing. We've got some like relics, swords, stuff. We've got Charlie here. Charlie, how do you think it's going so far?
painful.
Okay, right. Cheers, Charlie. And now that we've done the first bit, we're on to the second bit. There's some like soldiers. God knows what they're doing. Top G's. Now we've got some guns. Yeah, actually they're replicas, aren't they? They'll sit down. And a cannonball. Which I don't think it's a cannonball, but you know. We move. Ooh, some more guns. Shotguns. Here we've got some grenades. So here we have all the alcohol. We obviously got very, very drunk over in this section. And over here, got some gold stuff. More rifles and stuff over here. I'm very interested actually. Dear friends with guns. Top lads, you keep going, fellas. Be warned, we're about to go through a tunnel with loads of flashing lights, so if you suffer from anything like that, make sure to look away. Well, we've been putting some oh my days. Oh my eyes. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, I'm sorry if you get problems with the lighting. End of the tunnel, so yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was quite cool. So yeah, see if there's anything as good as that in the future. I think the day's going quite good so far. Just done obviously like we've just done that museum thing. And yeah, we've got a meal booked for 6, and I think it's about 5:30, 5:45 now. So yeah, when we go for that, well, I'll just show you what I'm gonna get. But you know, like in the last 2 videos, I'm very basic. So I'm probably just gonna get something really boring, and it best be good because I'm very hungry. But anyway, today's good so far. So yeah, I'll catch you when something else happens. The restaurant and we're going to order food in just a minute. Right, well I thought we'd get a menu but apparently not. So we got this wet ass looking burger, the salad, a portion of fries. Alright, well Bun's just arrived 10 minutes late. So yeah, that's like the best bit of this entire meal because it's absolutely disgusting, mate. You know, we came back to the hotel and we went in the games room for like an hour or so. And then we just come back to the room and it's currently 10 to 10, so we're probably going to sleep about 10:30, 11ish.
Winner!
Just woke up on the second morning and we're probably going to wait a few, like an hour or so, and then we're going to go down to get some breakfast, but I'm absolutely starving, so I hope it comes around fast. Alright, well, we've got Arvin here, and Arvin, what have you got for breakfast today?
I've got this chocolate thing, that chocolate thing again, and this.
Awesome.
And also that.
Okay, are you going to do a food test for us?
Sure. It's alright. It's alright, it's alright. I can taste the chocolate in it. Alright. And whatever this is. Yeah, and the bread, yeah. All mixing together. It's a great combo.
Out of 10?
Out of 10, I'll give it a solid 7.
Thank you very much. I've done the same as him. Very boring, but it'll do. Breakfast, we just got on the bus and we're about to start our journey down to Belgium. Off the bus in Belgium, and we're just going to walk around and try and look at some bombs. We're in a German trench in Belgium, which doesn't make sense. Just had a little bit of a meeting with Martin, and now we're doing the trenches. We're gonna go back up to the bus. We're done on the bus. We're sort of in like a big town in Belgium, Yoops, yeah, Yoops, and we're going just into the main bit, and then we're gonna get some food and stuff for lunch, and then we're gonna probably go to the chocolate factory, I think. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Got till 5:21, so we just go around this square and do whatever. Now that we're done in the like square sort of thing, we're gonna go to some areas where we're talking about the medicine and how people died. Martin has had a chat with us about medicine and stuff in the war. We've come to the grave area just to look around. Now that Martin's done like talking about the grave people and the people that died, we got back on the coach after looking around to see the graves, and I don't know where we're about to go, but we'll see, I guess. So we just got off the coach and we're at the museum, huge crater. I don't know what we're doing there, but you know.
A show and tell, Ben.
Yeah, show and tell.
To the toilet. Singing Mr. Brightside.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what it has here. Demonstration of the like weapons and stuff. We got back on the coach, and I think we're gonna go for, I don't know what we're doing now. So yeah, we'll see what we're doing. 10 minutes away from the chocolate shop, and then we're gonna get something to eat after that. But just after we've had like dinner, we're gonna go straight back to the accommodation in France. The chocolate shop, and then we got conned 30 quid. So I'm wondering who'd want to be here right now. So yeah, got a bit of a deal going on. So yeah, give it some to La Pelance. We just got to the restaurant, and there's actually option today, so you know that should be a little bit better than yesterday. And dog wolf guy. So yeah, we'll see what we're having for dinner. The food's just arrived, and it's chicken and chips, but it's a fat ass chicken and some large proportion of chips, and it was quite good, so yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. So after the meal, it was actually alright, but the chicken, not a fan of the chicken, but I don't know if I'm putting it or not, but yeah, we'll see. It was alright, but you know, I've had better. So after some asking around, me and Tyne finally got an interview with Mr. Wadsworth, so yeah, come on Nick. Hello sir, so what is your favourite part of the trip then so far?
You know, we've started this interview 3 times. It's you know, it's late at night, and you've asked me this 3 times, and I keep changing my answer. But I'm still going with statistics and numbers. I can't believe that there are 90,000 people out in Flanders Field in that 5-kilometre stretch between Ypres and where we were at Tynecott, and you know, sort of the numbers that have been talked about today. That's my, I suppose, the most unbelievable bit. And you know, visiting Langemark and hearing that there's 45,000 people just in that space of a football field, I think it makes it a little bit more comprehensible, the scale of the war. So that's probably my most.
Yeah. I have to ask, have you been able to grab your best mate Martin to contact yet?
Martin the guide.
Yeah.
Well, me and Martin the guide. What would I do about Martin the guide? Martin the guide entered my life yesterday at approximately 7 a.m. at the wrong service station to where we should have been. I don't think you were aware of that. We were 5 miles down the road from where we should have been. So finally met Martin, and he gave the driver a good talking to, and we got on our way. But yeah, I think we'll stay in touch, because he always gets it right. He tells everybody what they need to do, where they need to be, what they need to take with them, and he doesn't take no for an answer. And I think that's he's very hard line, but he's very interesting. Have you enjoyed Martin the guy?
I have, yeah.
Have you learnt a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I've learnt a lot too.
Yeah. Did you prefer France on the first day or Belgium today?
I think I've got split feelings on this. I really enjoy the Somme, and I think part of the reason for that is because where I'm from originally, the Barnes Pals and the Sheffield Pals and the South Yorkshire regiments were very influential in that area, and a lot of sort of that history comes into it from a personal point of view. But from sort of a learning point of view, I think Ypres and sort of the history of the town, the different sites that you see around there, make you understand the scale of it a little bit more. Going to the different trench systems, seeing the advanced dressing station, which is, you know, quite pertinent to understanding what happened to soldiers after they were injured. I think you can build a bigger story from that. So I'd go with Ypres, I think.
Okay. Are you sick of the travelling yet?
You know what? If you'd asked me on Tuesday night what I was least looking forward to about the trip, I was like, God, am I really taking 79 students at 3:15 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, on a 12-hour coach ride, and then walking around all day without any sleep, and then going on another 2-3 hour coach ride the next day? But you know what, it's been absolutely fine. I think you lot, as I said before, you're really commendable for being nice and, you know, not necessarily quiet all the time, but respectful and happy and enjoying yourself. And you made it really easy. I've just sat in front, chilling out, nodding my head every now and again, falling asleep. But no, I haven't minded it. What about you? Are you minded it?
I think the first journey down here, I think that was a bit of an annoyance.
Hard work, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time we do something like this, we'll be on the tunnel. It's just a little bit quicker and not messing with the ferry.
Yeah. Right. So are you going to go running in the morning?
Yes, I've been for 2 runs so far. I brought my running shoes and didn't expect to actually go. I went on Wednesday night to go and get some food for somebody. I did a 5k this morning with Mr. Lawson, and actually on my second fastest ever 5k, because I said, shall we go nice and steady? And he went, yeah, we'll go nice and steady. And then he set off, and I said, I think, Mr. Lawson, your nice and steady is my very fast.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I want you to take me out and see if I can beat my personal record. So at 6:30 tomorrow morning, when you're still asleep, I'll be out there running up that big hill to McDonald's, around a big circle and back round again. And I'm going to try and beat my record. I'll let you know if I do it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you already think you're the best at table tennis here?
Well, nobody's beat me yet, and I've played at least 2 people.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm going to take those bragging rights home with me. If you want to play in the morning, I will beat you.
Okay, right. I have to ask, why is your dog called Lincoln, and how is he?
My dog is called Lincoln because he's a sausage dog, and you get Lincolnshire sausages. Yeah. So it was either that, or Richmond, or potentially what else could we have gone for? Frankfurt. I thought, Frank for short. So we went for Lincoln, and he's great. He's actually, luckily, my parents are looking after him today while I'm away for a few days. But he loves that. He loves going to his dog parents. So, a few days, really enjoys it.
And now having a bit of a big one. Do you prefer history or geography?
Oh, this is really tough for me. I've just started my teaching career as a history teacher. I'm trained in history. Absolutely love it. I'm running about a field straight. The more I get into geography, the more I love it. But I think what I find is the more human side of it, I enjoy a lot more because it's more historic. I don't think I'd be doing myself justice if I ever said I prefer geography to history, because history is my real passion. I love teaching geography, but history is something that I never stop learning about, and that's why I would say I love that.
And just for the viewers, what are we going to do tomorrow?
What we're going to do tomorrow, we are starting the day bright and early, as you well know, with breakfast, a nice spread down there, some cheese, ham, bread, everything else. We're going to make our sandwiches. We're going to be ready for the day, and on that coach at 8:30, although being assured we're not allowed to set off till 25 to, because the buses they've got to have a sleep of 11 hours tonight, so we'll be off. Once we've done that, we're going to set off up to the Carrière Wellington, or the Wellington tunnels in Arras. Now, the GCSE history students hopefully will be able to tell you that the Arras tunnels were tunnels dug into chalk, a limestone escarpment, soft rock, which we'll know from geography. They were dug in, and they actually had hospitals underground, running water, running electricity, and we're going to enter those tunnels through a bit of a museum. We're going to go underneath, and we're going to see where they actually started the Battle of Arras, and prepared for that under there. And I just find it really interesting. There's a lot of marks on the tunnels. It's a bit maze-like, but it's really good down there. Once we come out of the tunnels, we'll be done there probably about 10:30ish to 11. We're going to go up to Bimmy Ridge, and Bimmy Ridge is probably my most favourite, it's kind of a strange word, but my favourite memorial. It is absolutely massive. It represents some soldiers, but they are huge, hundreds of feet tall, in white stone, and they absolutely dominate the landscape. If you ever drive on the A1 all the way up from Paris, you'll always see it as you drive past. And it's in the middle of a big open field, and it's run by the Canadian Army, and it's a memorial to the Canadian armed forces that served in World War One. And I just think it's very poignant, and it's got a lot of symbolism and a lot of awe around it when you look up at this huge monument and you think what has gone into making that and what it represents for all these people that died. I think it's just really impressive. And actually the second thing that's really impressive about it is you actually visit it via the trench system that's still there, and actually when you enter it's still got signs that says do not cross the barriers, because there are live shells behind them, and they will be very safe, and we will not cross those barriers. But you walk in that field, it's actually an open minefield still. After that, we might get another site or two in. It just depends on time, depends on lunch, whatever else. And we're going to make our way back up to the ferry. I probably think it'll be about 2-3 o'clock French time, which gives us an hour and a half, around 4:30, pulls us back to our pre-English time. And then we'll be travelling on the way back up, so arriving back at school hopefully somewhere between 10 and 11 o'clock, and then I will finally get some sleep. Right. I don't know about you guys, but I think I slept for 2 hours on Tuesday night. Last night we went to bed teachers about 11, 12, and I got up at 6 to go for a run with Mr. Lawson, and it's now 11 o'clock again. I'll do it for 6 o'clock to go with Mr. Lawson again. Yeah. And then on Saturday I'm not getting up till at least, and then we start again Monday.
So I noticed you're very passionate.
Oh, you said that was the last question?
Oh, I don't.
You can't tell me it's final question. I put all my effort into the final question, made it all big and exciting. Well, maybe the viewers might not say that. Come on, what's the next one?
I noticed that you was very passionate towards the thing on Monday, the museum through the tunnel. Is there any reason for that?
On Monday?
Well, not Monday.
No, right here on Monday.
First day, yeah.
The first day, that was Wednesday. Which tunnel was that?
When we went through the museum.
What do you mean by passion? Go on, what was I doing?
Why are we passionate towards it? Is there any?
Why was I interested? I think my interest in that place really is a personal collection. It's not when you go to a lot of British museums, they're full of collections that are like government have bought, or been paid in through like lottery funding and stuff. What you find in a lot of these small Belgian towns and French towns like we're in today is that people have made their own collections, and that is one where it's someone's personal collections of like everything they found over 100 years and collected into one big system of information. And I think it's a bit more real. It's not like just glass cages with everything set up professionally. It's just, I mean, it's a bit of a jumble in there, but it's nice because it's real. It's things that have actually been found out in the fields and just brought together in that collection, and it shows you things from all over the battlefield. Well, I mean, to be fair, my old passion about that place is the first place where we got here, and from a personal point of view, I was just happy to be here. I mean, I started playing this trip with the history team 5 years ago, before you were even in Manor Academy. Got cancelled twice for COVID. We set this up 2 years ago, and then we finally got to the Somme 5 years after planning it. I thought, we're finally here. We finally get to do this, and actually the interest that everybody had in it made me realise it was all worthwhile. So I was just really happy that we got here nice and safe, and everybody was interested, everybody was happy, and the sun was shining. Really, so that was a big deal.
Did you expect the museum that we went to be as good as what it was?
Yes and no, actually. I've been to that one before, and it wasn't as good last time. They've updated it. It was good. They had a lot of the same stuff, but not all the sort of the lighting effects, the information. They didn't have as many sort of modern artifacts, even like the gift shop and stuff being updated. And then actually the time outside spent afterwards with the guides telling us about the cause of World War I just thought that was a really personal touch to have on that. Because last time I went to that museum, actually, I think we went as a school without any guides, and we as teachers were doing it all, and it's just nice to have learned something through other people who were there and to keep learning it. You know, that's really important, even as a teacher who's taught them the World Wars 10, 20 times. I still learn something new every time I've done it.
Have you got any last words for the students watching at home?
Who is watching at home? Who's actually watching?
Loads of people.
Is it?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
How many are we talking, like 5, 10, 20?
Like 250 plus.
250,000?
No.
Just 250 from our school or from everywhere?
Will you let us
I
watch?
didn't know you were actually YouTube famous. Alright, any last thoughts? All I can say is I've been super proud of everybody on this trip. 79 people under the age of 15, or between the ages of 12 and 15. Nice place. It's a big deal. You know, the staff that we brought along, we've had a really good time. We've really enjoyed building those relationships with all the students, and I think introducing people to a world that's a little bit outside their norm, and for me it's re-established how important it is to do a lot of these school trips and get us out to the battlefield, and I hope it will continue, and we'll get as many people out to the battlefields. And actually, you know, we're now, the last time I went on a battlefield trip was during the centenary. It was 100 years since the end of World War I, and at that point I was worried that people would lose their interest, that we wouldn't be doing this anymore. And I think this trip has proven that actually there's so much interest, so much, I'd say excitement, it's a bit of a strange word about death and war, but there's so much excitement about coming out here, and just, I think that the interest that you guys have shown about just, you know, being in another country, being in a restaurant, being, you know, chocolate shopping and walking around the towns and everything else is just been really good to see. So I personally, as a teacher, I've really enjoyed it, and that was something that can be very worrying as a teacher. You might not think that, but you know, 3 days away with a lot of children, you've got no idea what they're going to do. But it's been really good.
Yeah, right, I'll thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that we could do this. Just one word for the future. Next time you're going to interview somebody, try not to do it at 10:50 at night.
Yeah, alright. After waking up, we did some down for breakfast, and we got some of the boring stuff again, but you know. Yeah, whatever. It is boring and rubbish, and I hate it. But anyway, yeah. Got on the bus, and we're about 20 minutes away from the destination. It's full of rides at the Wellington tunnels, and we're gonna go in them, and we're in groups of like 20. So yeah, with Nicholas again. So yeah, we'll see what this is in God's store for us. We're going into the tunnels, we've been forced to wear these hat thingies. So yeah, we're gonna go into tunnels in just a minute. Unfortunately, I couldn't record in the tunnels because of the poor lighting. Okay, we're heading to a field to talk about someone in the war. So we just arrived at our next destination, which is another cemetery sort of thing. Very interesting again, looks quite cool. So we're going to explore around this. Mr. Wadsworth over there, telling me to bugger off this way. So yeah, we'll see what's happening. By the way guys, this is Martin. If you want this.
Move around here. Try and stay out.
Well, we've just got to Vimy Ridge, I'm pretty sure it's called. After our briefing with Martin, as I showed you, we're about to walk back up over to that statue over there. I'll come back to you when we actually get there. So I've just come down from up there, and this is just like I said, just down the stairs. But that is it from down here with Canadian woman person. So yeah, it's very cool. Back on the bus, we're just stopping to have lunch, and then we're gonna set off again. So just to give you a little bit of context, after this we like literally started to go from, where was it? That place how big where the big statue was, literally to the border of France where this ferry was. Because that had come to our end of our time in France. And then we got delayed by like 5 hours at the ferry place. So you're about to see the clip of that. We've been sat on the bus for like 3 hours. It's taking the pee now, mate. We're going to be on the ferry now at 20 minutes, so yeah. Catch you when we get on the ferry. And now my camera died, and this was a big disaster. I didn't want to record my phone, so what happened on the ferry, I just sat literally the whole time, so there wasn't really anything to record anyway, but we were sat there, went back to Dover, where we was in England, and then we sat on the bus for a very long time with loads of music, and then my voice, and I felt really poorly, so that's why I didn't record that. Now, just thought I'd add a little bit of a blooper. This is the moment when a certain few people interrupted mine and Mr. Wadsworth's interview.
Crazy statistics, think of that 5 kilometre gap between. I think you need to get a career.
I can see it. I can see it on the YouTube video.
Wait, you can see it on the album. Can't come in the outtakes, right?
Yeah.
Can you snip up the album?
Do we start it again?
But now, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the video, and I'm really gutted about this because I've really enjoyed this trip, and thanks for everyone that made this possible for me. And yeah, I hope you've really enjoyed it because I think this was my favourite thing to record and then to edit because I just found it really great to edit. So yeah, if you did enjoy, like I said at the start, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell because there's some really good uploads coming soon. So yeah, I'll see you next time.